laps down, 100 laps to go. And the other news about that halfway lap is that we won't come back tomorrow. Once NASCAR completes more than 50% of the advertised race distance, the race will be official tonight. Tony Stewart challenges for the lead as Bowyer. Maybe that engine has finally given up.
I don't know if he's got trouble. I think he does, or else, yeah, he's definitely slowing.
Can he make it to pit road?
Oh, not now. No. That could have been disastrous.
Mike, that's exactly what he came on the radio and said. They thought they had that overheating issue earlier. That is the least of their concerns now. He just came on and said, guys, how did this happen? We are out of fuel.
In the last 6 races here, Mike, he has the best average finish of 12.2, so big blow to that team.
Yeah, he last pitted on lap 82, which is the same lap that Carl Edwards pitted and Tony Stewart pitted on 82. We're seeing he, Joey Logano, and Mark Martin come to pit road.
The caution is out for Clint Bowyer. It will be the 6th caution flag of the night.
Now, Joey Logano in the 20 went on through the pits. Tony Stewart's going to complete his pit stop. He'll be able to do this and stay on the lead lap and more than likely get the lead when all the other drivers come to pit road.
Yeah, because the cars are slow down the back going into 3. Tony's work is done. Everybody's going to pit. So, Larry, you're right. He will assume the lead when everybody pits.
Up there getting the green flag, then with Regan Smith and the rest of this pack double wide. 30 cars on the lead lap with 68 to go. Ageless Mark Martin leads the Daytona 500. A driver that retired 6 years ago and then found new life. He's been with 2 different teams since, and will run a partial schedule this year, that number 55, surrendering the lead to Biffle and Hamlin. 43 laps to go in Daytona. David Stremme from South Bend, Indiana, and the little team that could make the 500. Something under the hood breaks. He slides up the racetrack.
Where was he going?
And that team totals 8 people and 3 shop dogs. They made the Daytona 500, and now Stremme is coasted to the garage. Pit road's open. Steve.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88 is going to take right side tires, as is Matt Kenseth in the 17, Krista.
Greg Biffle didn't get the halfway cash, but is hoping this is the money stop. They're on the right side. Coming around, it's just 2 tires. 2 tires are packing it full of fuel. Matt?
Left side tires for Casey Mears in the 13, and he is away. Fuel cell full, Dick.
Joey Logano on his pit stop was told go when the jack drops. Jackman Jason Tate was watching the gas bed, John Eicher, and when Eicher nods, that means the tank is full. This was all about getting as much fuel in that car as they could possibly get.
All that happened on lap 2. And
What?
Now, under caution, Juan Pablo Montoya has crashed and gone aflame.
Holy cow, what happened?
We just got a report that he was complaining about a bad vibration in every gear.
No, Larry, he just slammed
He hit the
into
jet dryer.
I think he slammed into the jet dryer.
They're trying to clear debris off the racetrack, and the car brakes, won't steer, and he slides up the track and into the back of that surplus helicopter jet engine on a trailer used to dry the racetrack.
Larry, Mike, I saw sparks coming out from the car as if it had a tire down or something. Oh my gosh. Something had to happen.
I saw sparks underneath. The car broke, and I don't believe he had steering control.
I don't either. I mean,
when the car went up the track.
When you see the sparks come out from the car, it just looks like it had a flat tire or something happened to it.
Track personnel exited that cleanup truck very quickly after the collision and walked away.
That's got to be eating the track up. I just wonder what it's going to do to it, Larry.
Yeah, that fire's been burning for quite a while now.
And let's reiterate, Juan Pablo Montoya climbed from his car and walked quickly away. The car destroyed. He is all right and trying to get what is now a jet fuel fire under control, blazing in turn number 3.
But Darrell, I keep going back. We just had gotten a report. They were telling me in my ear that Montoya had a bad vibration in every gear he was putting it in. So something was going on with that 42 car.
The race has been red flagged. That means the cars have been stopped well away from the turn 3 scene. They've been red flagged on the back straightaway, and you're looking at what happens when 200 gallons of jet fuel meet a spark, or something very hot after a collision like that. Now that's the front of the race car. It hit the trailer, which went up in the air, and the race car pretty much submarined underneath it.
It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
Watch Montoya's car on this replay as we try to discern what may have broken. As we're under caution.
Here he comes back here. You can see him coming. Jet dryer's up high. He sees the safety truck flashing its lights. Sparks fly, and around he goes.
Here's a different angle. See the safety trucks up top? Wow.
I mean, it just exploded. When it hit it, it just exploded. Look how hot that was. And that's, I guarantee, and that's where he slammed into it.
And the most important thing, everyone is all right. Now that truck was up against the safer barrier, which is steel, but is backed by foam blocks, which have doubtless taken a hit from the heat of that fire. And the big question right now is, what kind of shape is the racing surface in that was aflame after this strange crash down at turn number 3?
I can't believe that he was able to get out of that thing. You saw the dent in the door, so that had to shake him up, let alone the fire.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Juan, we heard you say in your radio transmission that you felt a vibration. What in the heck happened?
Well, I told him I left the pit stop and I felt really weird vibration. We were with the pack, and every time I got on the gas vibrated. So I came back in, they checked all the rear end, they said it was okay. And I got into the back straight, and we were going 4th gear, but we we're not even going that fast. And every time I got on the gas, the rear was like, I could feel the rear really squeezing, and I got on the brakes, travel up. And while I was telling the spotter to have a look how the rear was moving, the car just turned right.
Juan, I also asked you talked to the gentleman who was in the jet dryer. He was in the ambulance with you as well, right?
Yeah, he was okay. You know, he just looks pretty scared, put it that way.
All right, thanks. We're so glad you're all right.
Yeah, you know, to be honest with you, it's tough. You know, we're running a really smart race. You know, everybody in the target Chevy really did a good job today, and just move on to finish.
All right, thank you, Juan.
Thank you.
Clint Boyer, Matt Kenseth, Dale Earnhardt Jr. stretching their legs and looking over each other's cars. Brad Keselowski's tweeting again.
Although this is one of the most unique things we've ever seen at a racetrack with the safety truck catching on fire, certainly drivers have been in this situation before, Mikey, with a red flag. Of course, they have to get out of their rhythm, get out of their race car. What do you see happening once we go back green?
I just love those guys walking down toward turn 3. They're like, I got to see what's happening. Is that track gravel? Is this race over? Are we going to be able to keep going? You saw what happened after the delay of a day. On lap 2, we have a crash. Now these guys are intense. They're right up on the edge when it's going to be 3 wide and going for the checker, and all of a sudden the track's messed up. So if they do go back green flag racing, it's going to be wild, I can promise you.
Now a new use for laundry detergent.
You know, back in the day, not too many years ago, that could have got them all that they wanted.
Yep, they sponsored you when you won the 500.
They were on that. That's right.
So a little water and a little detergent.
Garden spreader.
Whatever it takes. So cleanup continues under this red flag that approaches an hour for Juan Pablo Montoya's incident with the safety truck up there in the corner. There is Dave Blaney, the race leader. Matt Yoakum's there.
Mike, we could almost start taking a roll call. All the drivers have congregated up with Dave Blaney's number 36. First, Dave, what a call by your team.
Yeah. Really, I think we were planning on making, big changes to the car. The right front's busted up a little bit, so we knew we were going to take time to do that and probably start at the back of the pack anyway. So like, well, we'll lead a lap and look where we're sitting.
If we get this race back going, in which NASCAR intends to, do you feel like the damage is going to be too significant to be still competitive up at the front?
Well, no, it's been like that since lap 50. I can still hang in the pack just fine. It's, yeah, it doesn't handle quite as good. So when it comes right down to it, it's going to hurt me. But it's not killing us. We're still in the race with it. So, yeah, we'll be fine.
All right. As we look at Dave's damage up in the front of the race car, remember back when Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Talladega a few years ago, they pitted the car 13 times and had damage which was similar to that. As we move farther along down the line, the master Twitter person back on the backstretch, what was the latest thing? Were you able to get close enough to see before NASCAR made you guys come back to see what the racetrack looked like?
No, not really, but I've seen a lot of cool pictures on my phone that nobody else has a phone, so they should get one so they know what's going on. So they keep making fun of me for it, but I'm having a good time, and it's great to talk to the fans. Thanks for following me on at Keselowski. It's been a blast. Trying to fill a little bit of time, but we're going to get this fixed. We're going to get back on the track, and hopefully we can get to Miller Lite Dodge and Victor Lane.
Have you ever seen anything as bizarre as what you've seen this weekend here at Daytona?
Well, one thing about racing, when you think you've seen it all, it finds a way to show you something you never thought you'd see, and that's the case today in the Daytona 500.
All right, how would you rate the drafting and the competition so far of what you've seen, because it has been a crazy night?
It has been crazy, but I think it's going to get a lot crazier here over the next 30-some laps. What do we got, like 38 laps, 40 laps left? It's going to get really crazy and wild.
Does it do anything for drivers to have a stop like this? You know, you're in your seat, you feel comfortable, and then you get out and your routine is upset.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a little bit there, but, you know, we've had some time. We've been here all week. Right now, this is like the Daytona that never ends for most of us, and we're ready to finish it up. So that just puts even more pressure on you to win it. You know, the longer you're here, the more the pressure just accumulates on you. And, you know, I think that's good and bad. So, you know, hopefully we can take advantage of it.
All right, thanks, Brett.
Thank you.
And catching up with more drivers, I just passed along your information that the jet dryer driver was checked out and released. So Dale Earnhardt Jr., unique situation. You have a chance to talk to the other drivers about the different moves so far during the race and the type of racing you guys have experienced so far. Kind of fun and different.
Yeah, we ain't talked racing much. I'm glad to hear everybody's okay. It looked like a pretty nasty deal over there, and just glad it wasn't any more serious than it was. But yes, we just all been talking about everything but racing back here.
What kind of conversations have you had?
None for the television. So
those are always the best.
Yeah, those are the best. No, our car is good. We found our way, you know, toward the front there right before that caution, and I feel like we're in good position for the rest of the race. We just need to hold this track position and have a shot at it.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Move along to Jimmy McMurray. You're using your hands. You're talking about your car on the racetrack. You won this race 2 years ago. Where do you feel like you sit right now with a little bit less than 40 laps to go?
Well, we were actually talking about how the 42 car hit the jet dryer is what I was using my hands for. But our car is actually good. The Bass Pro Chevy is good. I left the pits too early right there, and so we had to come back in and top off. So we're going to be the last car on the lead lap, but there's still plenty of time left. I think that it's going to get very exciting, and I don't think the wrecks are over yet if we get to go back racing. So just try to avoid some of the wrecks, and should be good.
Do you remember the last time the Daytona 500 had a stoppage similar to this?
Yeah, I won't lie. When I saw that there were holes in the track, I asked if they were asking for Bondo in the garage area. I thought that might be a good omen.